Hey, welcome back everybody. Welcome back to my channel, Amused Jester. My name is Junior, and we are going to continue looking into Mattel's Masters of the Universe crossover with Thundercats. This is their Cheetara figure. There she is at the front. There she is at the back. Oh man, I'm getting so excited to opening her up. So let's just go ahead and do it, and let's take a look at the toy inside. Alright, so there it is. There she is out of packaging. We have the mini comic book over here, which we've already looked into the story. We have the instructions over here, although this is kind of different from the instructions of a regular cartoon collection, because they're just showing you the switch outs. And so instead of the removable parts, because in Motu this one will be removable, which is why it's kind of confusing for the feet, because you actually remove the feet too from the lower part of the leg. Anyway, the other thing I want to point out is the regular backing of a Masters of the Universe has the exploding planet, but I didn't realize that until you open it up. Then you see the whatever planet this is that's exploding or something has the Eye of Thundera coming out. So interesting that they did it that way. It almost looks as if the Eye of Thundera caused the destruction of whatever this is going on over here. Anyway, so let's take a look at Cheetara. A little bit more close up on the face. There you are. Really cool. Still kind of soft, but I think it's more towards the makeup of the character, because I know I've seen them do much better face portraits on Teela was a good one. Actually, let me go ahead and bring her out really quick. Alright, so I've got Teela over here. I'm going to tell you right now, doing this comparison with that. That's Teela. And it's not really showing in the, because she's right there at the lights, but she's got some sort of blush going on. A really faint hint of a blush on her cheeks. Then I want you guys to look and concentrate on the eyes. Now she has the same feature or same paint application of the eyes and everything, but I don't know, man. Let me bring in Evelyn as another comparison for the head. Now Evelyn is actually a release after Teela, and even though she looks really good, I think the character design somewhat limited her in terms of paint application. There they are. So the eyebrows and whatever you call those hair around the eyes, they're kind of similar with Cheetara, where you have these like strands of hair coming out, but that's not evident in Evelyn, again because of the character design. Very clean application of the eyebrows, which is missing from Cheetara, again because of the character design. And then the lips are somewhat the same all over. But I swear to you guys, whoever designed Teela must have a special place in their hearts of love for Teela, because it just seems like Teela just looks very almost like mannequin-esque, you know. I think Cheetara is more to the level of Evelyn, and Teela is just way above. Anyway, enough of me gushing about a female toy. There's the Eye of Thundera. Very nice clean print right there, almost not in the middle, but I'm okay with that. Interesting design on her armor bodice. One piece, as you can see. Really good design though. This should have been a different color, I think, kind of like what this one is, because this looks like cloth, not armor. Yeah, I think like this should have been like the same color as this front one. So maybe that's a factory error or design error. This is actually, it's a separate piece, so be careful when you remove that. And this is her shrunk up staff, as we all know. Really nice. She has claws. Ooh, I'm so excited to see this one. Oh, that's kind of disappointing. There's actually a change of color variation here between the boots and the actual shin or feet. And you can see that this actually looks like it's got some still wrapping over here. That's probably continued by this, but it's in the same color. Peg holes. All right, so let's go ahead and close out and let's switch her back to regular Cheetara. So the hair just goes off like that. And while I have this, we'll just tear her apart completely because this bodice over here looks like it can only be well, we know this one comes off like that, and we know this one comes off. Be careful when you're doing this. You need to support it at the knee because, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to bend it to the side because I know the plastic is rubbery enough. So I'm really hoping it's not going to snap off the peg, but there's no way you can pull on this because when you do, you're going to be putting a lot of strain on that knee. And I would rather risk doing it at the peg here than breaking off that knee. And this one, as I've shown before, the peg's usually off at an angle, so don't pull it straight out like that. Pull it like this. Yeah, that's the safe. Oh, and before I forget, I better orient. Is there anything here that says left and right? Yes, there is actually a stamped right on that one. So that's good. So this must be the left, which is what? Oh no! Wait. Yes, left and left. All right, I better put this on. I just remembered that during the in the Lionel one. Oh, come on. She said it's left, so it's this one. At least with the Lionel, it's somewhat you can kind of tell. But this one is so thin that I can't tell how it goes in. So again, pull it at an angle, wiggle it out. And this one, when you wiggle it, I'm really afraid that if it's the wrong kind of plastic, it might snap off there too. So this is one of those things where I'm gonna go ahead and switch it out, and I probably will not switch it to the original or switch it back again. And this is why for this particular toy, I kind of wish that, well, I'm really kind of thinking of getting a second one. Right, this is right. Is that right? Yeah, because this is the front, so this will be her right. No, this is her left. Because it's going this way. You know, her left, my right. That's why I'm so confused. See? And even with that, you can't really tell if I did it right or not. Oh my God, I think I did it wrong. Like this looks like the feet is off. What does it say? This is her right. Because the feet looks wrong. So yeah, if you guys are confused, make sure before you pull off both legs, you know. See, this is labeled correctly. This is the left. This is the left, but it says right. Why am I sure it's the left? Because usually in human anatomy, the inside of our calf, this is more straight, and then the muscle that's in here curves it like this. Which unfortunately I don't have anything to compare with. Like maybe, okay, here's a lino thing, see? So usually our bodies or lower calf, the muscle in this one sits higher, and then this one has more that. Well, you probably know that already. What am I talking about? So it's like the artist in me, and kind of like the tendency to babble preach makes me do that. So how do we take this off? Like, I think we'll just tear her completely apart and figure it out then. Yeah, I think there you go. That's probably the way. Yep. Wow. And the thing of it is, I'll tell you right now, Cheetara has a very, very simple design. Ooh, this hair is really tight. Yeah, Cheetara has a very, very simple design. A leotard, skin tight, and works perfectly for this figure because they can just like paint that on and it looks really nice. And I'm really amazed. Well, for one thing, I'm glad that they're still keeping it look like real breasts instead of what Marvel Legends does, where, oh, that's right, this is a different company, where this doesn't have the cleavage over here, where it's more flattened out. And then the fact that when they tamper this on, it's like, look at that, it's perfect. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so, like, man, look at that. That's perfect. That's perfect Cheetara. Oh, I'm so happy that we finally have a Cheetara. Ooh, look at that. She's taller than Tila. How about Evelyn? Is she taller than Evelyn? Yes, she is. Interesting. Yeah, look at the shoulders, right? Wow, cool. And how is she with Lionel? That's still good. Wow. Not the same height as Lionel, slightly smaller. That's perfect. Let's look at the articulation. Side to side, down that much. Nothing at all on up because of the hair. Rotation, as we all know, is very similar. Look at that, it's clicking. Off to 90 degrees. A articulation twist on the elbow. Almost 90, but not quite, as you can see. The wrist does have a side to side, and this wrist is an in and out wrist. Waist twist, and if you twist it off to the side like that, then you can get a 90. It doesn't have a thigh cut, but it does the way it's designed, you can rotate it. That's good enough for me. It's breaking a little bit of the sculpt, showing the articulation. Again, that's good enough for me. Single joint at the knee, that gives you a 90. A boot cut, obviously, since you can replace the boot. Articulation ankle up is fine. Articulation ankle down is good. And an ankle rocker. Let's look at the evaluation. 15, easy 15, easily matching Lionel. Why? Because we can switch out from the new design of the new armor to a classic Thundercat figure. Let's see, can she hold the staff really good? I'm so tempted to get another figure of her just so we can pose her as a new design, because the new design is really good enough and this armor is really cool. I'm not gonna say this part of the head design is interesting. It is. And look at that, closed eye of Thundera. But I mean, like, you can't really beat the classic look of Thundercats. This is the reason why I bought this line. Yeah. So yeah, value 15, base price of $19.99, I believe. Definitely well worth it. Well worth getting. And that's it for my review of Cheetara from Mattel, Masters of the Universe Thundercats crossover. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you guys in my next review. Bye.